Hey gamers, it's update time. I had to redo the entire map generation, because when I first made it, I went a little too far.
No! 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 No!
Alright, let's get to it. I always wanted to focus on player choice, so I made a map where you can pick and choose between 3 paths, but that was way too confusing, which was also confirmed by playtesters.
What the hell is even that?
And came up with the idea where you have a open zone that you can freely walk around and approach events however you want. First I got rid of like 90% of code.
All of this going on up here is what's causing me the most physical discomfort.
Since I was generating 3 paths every time you make your way through the level, simpler solution did the same thing but better.
This right here is my favorite thing, ever. I think about this every day.
I also added back this very old mechanic, and I mean first draft of the game old. What I wanted to do is have the world lose stability and become more dangerous. You know, think of it as like when you spend too much time in an area that is collapsing. Stability is made up of levels. That makes the enemies get stronger, plus more enemies appear in battle, then they get even stronger and, you know, even more appear. But when the stability drops to 0, a special monster will eventually find you and attack. But since all of that is happening, you do need a way to make the world stable again. First one is to use this new item called Fabric of Reality, which you get from enemies, and when you get enough, you can recover stability, and open Rift event, where you have to close a portal that is letting the monstrosities in. Or you can keep the world unstable, because you do get more experience and go from that. Okay, so that's cool and all, but why make all these changes? First, I made the map with a vision of a huge procedurally generated city that sprawls out around you and you get to look at it and so on and so on. So apparently, creating an entirely procedural city, a bit of a massive task for just one guy. And by drawing the city, I can express the situation way better. I mean, the cracks and the torn buildings, tentacles and everything else. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, you can use gold to purchase more damage or crit or whatever, right? I realized that's not what is fun about having your own gear, so instead I moved all of that to be a player level up system. And that one is about adding effects, stuff like more range, so on. This way your gun is more than just a damage stick. Later I want to make it so you can find other cool effects, maybe with a mission system or something, we will see. I also wanted to make skills into something more interesting. Until now I only had energy to balance the strength of each skill, but now that I made it so skills have cooldowns, way better and more powerful effects can be added, so that's pretty neat. There is also a new crafting system. I'm not making a open world crafting game, but now the items that you find and you don't want, you can scrap, and with that scrap you can make other consumables, like a shovel, glue to repair your armor or... Oh right, speaking of armor, that also got a change. Now the armor is not just a percentage damage reduction, now it's also a separate, you could say, health bar. When you get hit, the armor reduces some damage and the rest goes to your health. That on top of also having the new upgrades. Let me check. Alright, I'm also giving this music making thing a go. Here's the first original official soundtrack. I bet you can't tell that I have never done music before. Is that everything? Yep. I am aiming to get on Steam soon. Do you think my game is approaching Steam ready territory? Comment your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. In the next devlog I'll be redoing the shop, so stay tuned for that. See you later, gamer.